No other weapon has reigned supreme in the meta for as long as the FCAR. However, after receiving adjustments to its damage, recoil, and mag size, for some, the king of ARs became too high risk for the reward of accuracy, giving weapons such as the AKM and FAMAS a chance at the throne. However, with just a little understanding and training, you can bring this gun back to its former glory and burn through any health bar in its path at just about any range. In this masterclass, I'll be going over all the ins and outs of the FCAR, how to use it at extremely close and far ranges, what specializations and gadgets to pair with it, and an intense aim training routine designed to bring out its pre-nerfed effectiveness on a daily basis. But before we get into that, please smash that like button if you found this video informative. It's a small button for you, but makes a tremendous impact on this channel. Also, subscribe for all things the finals. Let's jump into it. The FCAR does 22 damage per bullet, has a 1.5 crit multiplier, doing 550 damage per mag, fires at 540 RPM with 25 bullets per mag, and has the fastest reload and tactical reload out of all medium ARs at 2.10 seconds. If you decide to remove the sights, you'll have the trade-off of less visibility at range, but in return you'll get less visual clutter up close. Unfortunately though, both aim down sight speeds are exactly the same. It can kill a light in 0.42 seconds with body shots and 0.3 seconds with crits. A medium in 1.20 seconds with body shots and 0.53 seconds with crits. And a heavy in 1.43 seconds with body shots and 1.1 seconds with crits. Now the FCAR excels in two categories when compared to the AKM and FAMAS. The first is its ability to burn through lights and heavy depending on if you hit your crits, and again, the fastest reload out of all three ARs in the medium class. Now I would have mentioned the sight on the FCAR, however, with the release of Season 4, we know that the AKM and the FAMAS will be receiving scopes as well, making this exclusive strength that the FCAR had only relevant in Season 3. Now that we know how the FCAR works, let's talk about how to use it at all ranges, starting with close range at 5 meters or less. Just like the AKM, crouching while hip firing will tighten up your bullet spread. However, unlike the AKM, I highly recommend that you turn off auto sprint. This is because of two factors. First is the limited amount of bullets you have in the mag relative to the other two ARs in the class, and the second is the bloom that comes with auto sprint, causing inaccuracies that you just cannot afford. This is even more punishing when going up against a light that is using either dash or cloak, or worse yet, using dash and a sword, making it absolutely essential that the player is as efficient as possible with every bullet in their mag. In fact, the most important habit a player has to break is spam firing, because we have to remember that our mag size is extremely limited. So learning when to stop firing is just as important as when to fire at extremely close ranges, and being as efficient as possible with the ammo spent. Also, since we already know that when sprint strafing, bloom will occur no matter what, that will only aid in being a distraction with all the clutter it causes on the screen. So I highly recommend turning off the dispersion crosshair and only enable the static crosshair, which will maintain centering consistently while hip firing. Also, if you find it too difficult to track fast close range targets and you are using stretch resolution, I recommend that you go back to native resolutions such as 1920 by 1080p or 2560 by 1440p. While stretch res will indeed give you a bigger target, it also will make your target seem faster than it actually is. I cannot stress this enough, especially if you're having trouble tracking at close range. Now when transitioning to medium range, which is up to 30 meters, is when things get a little bit tricky, because with the FCAR, the way the gun is shot at close and medium range is not as black and white as the other ARs, because you're going to have to transition between both aiming down sights and hip fire quite frequently from 0 to 20 meters. The biggest reason for this, and also the bane to the FCAR's existence, is again lights utilizing dash. You're going to have to learn to acquire ADS and engage when the target is more than 5 meters away, then to seamlessly transition into hip fire when they dash into the 5 meter range, or vice versa. This is also a great skill to have when any target moves at a fast velocity past or around you in order to throw off your tracking. Having the ability to stop firing, go out of ADS to recenter the target, then re-engage is absolutely crucial when trying to maximize the efficiency of the FCAR's 25 bullet mag. This will give you the most bang for your buck when it comes to damaging a light or even medium. Now, in terms of engaging a heavy in the 20-meter range, you have to make it a priority to aim between the collarbone and neck, giving you the highest chance to land crits. More importantly though, you have to do everything that you can and try to maintain at least a 12-meter range. This is because of the current heavy meta being the winch claw and the commonly used sledgehammer. Always remember, it takes only 2 to 3 sledgehammer swings to kill a medium at full health. For engagements 30 meters and beyond, regardless of what class you're going up against, you will be firing the FCAR while aiming down sights, like any other ranged weapon, always utilizing either height, head glitches, or cover when engaging, to give you a larger margin of error that will increase your survivability, as well as chances of either you or your teammate eliminating the target. Also, if you are able to, it is beneficial to turn your view distance to high so that you can better see your targets at farther ranges. This is certainly not necessary and will only make a slight difference, but if you're looking to upgrade your gameplay experience, the good news is my partnership with Apex Gaming PCs will hook you up. If you want to take your gaming experience to the next level, especially if you're coming from console, improving your FPS, FOV, and handle all tasks such as video editing as well as streaming, especially for a game that is as CPU intensive as the finals, then check out Apex's new Streamer and Streamer Plus. Also, Apex Gaming has made it easier than ever to become a PC owner and lets you pay in monthly installments at 0% APR. I left the link in the description as well as pinned in the comments. And please don't forget to use my discount code HAZE for 10% off when purchasing your Apex Gaming PC. Alright, let's get back to it with specializations. Like the AKM, the beauty of the FCAR is its ability to adapt at all ranges, and more importantly, the team comp that you're in. So needless to say, just about any specialization will pair with this FCAR. Now in terms of gadgets, the FCAR slightly differs from the AKM, and this is because of its smaller margin for error when hip firing, due to the lower magazine size. The glitch trap is extremely beneficial in a multitude of ways, but specifically for the FCAR, will aid in your ability to eliminate any light that decides to close the distance or flank you with either cloak or dash, giving you a slower and visible target to eliminate when holding down an area. This even affects heavy, by disabling specializations such as the winch claw and mesh shield, as well as gadgets such as the dome shield and barrier, essentially turning the heavy into a giant target. I want to also mention that yes, there are other gadgets that can provide the same purpose, as well as put distance between you and the opponent. However, this is the only one that directly counters the weaknesses of the FCAR, without risk of damaging the player. And also, one thing to mention, the glitch trap will activate indefinitely until it is destroyed or replaced. Now that we have a better understanding of the FCAR, let's jump into this training routine. Before beginning this routine, I just want to say that there is generally not any difference in the way you train to use this weapon, regardless if you remove the scope or not. You're still going to have to be proficient with target acquisition and click timing, so you can be as efficient as possible when spending your ammo. To start things off, we have a centering warm-up with strides from left to right, randomly crouching and frequently moving in and out of the 5-meter radius, while strictly remaining in hipfire within 5 meters. And when going beyond 5 meters, we will be going in and out of ADS. Now, we're not going to separate hipfire and ADS centering warm-ups like we do with other weapons, because we need to be comfortable with going in and out of sights depending on the situation, whether it be a target closing the gap very fast or to reacquire a target that moves out of your field of view while in ADS. Even though this is an important skill to have for all weapons, it is quite essential for the FCAR. I want you to do this non-stop for 5 minutes. Next up, we'll be warming up recoil. I want you to find a wall and with a loose but snug grip, maintain the recoil of the entire mag the best you can. This will allow you for more flexibility in your finger joints, which will make it easier for you to make tiny, spontaneous micro adjustments. By the way, I go more in depth with this in my aim training guide 2.0 as well as my AKM guide. I'll leave the timestamp link to it in the bio as well as the upper right hand corner. But the long short of it is that a death grip, or should I say a tight grip, will tense your joints, regardless if you are on controller or M&K. This will inhibit your ability to make spontaneous micro corrections when in an engagement. Once you obtain and get comfortable with the grip, use it for the entirety of this routine without any exception. I want you to shoot at the wall, keeping the recoil as tight and compact as possible, slightly pulling down to the left with this grip. Do this for 2.5 minutes. Then, as soon as that's over, I want you to stand right here and practice your recoil control on this heavy. Your goal is to have at least 5 bullets left in the mag every time the target gets eliminated. Do this for 2.5 minutes. Next, we have a target acquisition and switching scenario. This is an important exercise, especially for the FCAR, because landing your first few bullets will heavily affect whether you win that engagement or not. Although this is true with every gun, the FCAR does not have the forgiveness that the FAMAS and AKM have. So being able to acquire your targets fast and efficiently is quite important. What I want you to do is first acquire, center, aim down sights, wait for the red dot to somewhat set, which is around a quarter of a second, then fire. On a side note, I want you to utilize this sequence in every scenario after this without any exception. Once you land your shot on the first moving target, transfer to the next target in a smooth, decisive line, and work your way through every target in the range. Then rinse, wash, and repeat. Please do not aim down sights and fire at the same time. It'll make you very inefficient with your bullets, because more times than not, the game won't register you in ADS and apply the dispersion of HipFire for the first few shots in that quarter of a second it takes the reticle to set. This will lead you to potentially running out of bullets before the enemy does. The more you do this scenario, the more you'll get used to the timing needed for better initial accuracy. Do this while stationary for 3 minutes, and another 3 minutes with long 1-second strides from left to right. Next, we have tracking. Stand right here in this position at 20 meters, and while stationary, track and eliminate the first moving medium target 15 times, using model aiming to focus on the chest to neck. I want you to prioritize smoothness here while matching the speed of the target, and eliminate it in one straight continuous line. This will help iron out any jitters that you may have when you first start playing. Eliminate 15 targets before moving on. Next, we're going to add a layer of movement by counter-strafing and eliminating the target. Strafing like this will indirectly promote recoil smoothing. Eliminate 15 targets, but now I want you to do it within 15 bullets. And for the final part of this scenario, I want you to utilize the second moving target at 20 meters and eliminate that target while mirroring, keeping the reticle as stationary as possible, only micro-adjusting it to maintain the target. If you want to add difficulty, throw in a couple of 1-second crouches. Eliminate it 15 times within 15 bullets. Now we'll be utilizing everything that we just did in one high-intensity scenario called 360 target acquisition and tracking. We'll be constantly moving in this scenario and alternating between both medium moving targets, choosing one to counter-strafe with and the other to mirror, and eliminate them back to back for 5 minutes straight. Last but not least, we have rooftop downward tracking. Like I stated in other masterclasses, this type of tracking is severely underrated and extremely useful, especially when holding or defending a position from height. I want you to alternate between these 3 targets, do not overexpose yourself, and position yourself with the best head glitch possible. Eliminate 15 targets to complete the routine, and that wraps things up. The FCAR, in my opinion, is still one of the most satisfying and fun weapons to use for medium. And for those that are willing to, the risk of learning it is certainly worth the reward. I will be releasing the Lewis Gun Masterclass fairly soon after I've had time to digest all the new weapon changes in this upcoming season. So that's about all I have for you guys today. If you found this video informative, please smash that like button. It makes a major difference on this channel, as well as gets me one step closer to doing this full time. And don't forget to subscribe for all things the finals. Peace and love, guys, and I'll see you in the arena.